All right. Hi, guys. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures podcast bonus interview tonight. You guys are probably wondering why I went live and like, wait, this is not a Wednesday evening at 9 o'clock. Well, I'm excited to have Uber Joe here. Uber Joe, or what? Joe, what's your last name?
Bianco.
Bianco. I wasn't gonna try
Joe
to.
Bianco.
I wasn't gonna
That's all right.
try to pronounce it. So he wrote the book, The Drive to Kill. Nobody Rides for Free, and I finally finished reading it because I had a ton of extra time. Uh, I'm not a big reader myself, but hey, it was a good book. I told you privately the twist at the end was a little weird for me. It wasn't bad. It was just it kind of took me by surprise. So why don't you tell everybody what inspired you to write this book? And I wonder if this is the first kind of book for rideshare as far as a thriller.
Well, the reason I wrote the book, first of all, was I don't know if you followed what happened to me with the industry. I ended up getting booted because I number one, I didn't give kids rides.
Yep.
Number two, I would never give drunks rides when they're, let's say, harassing me.
Mm-hmm.
And number three, I didn't give parents without car seats rides. And it got to the point where by not doing that, I got fired. I got terminated
Hmm.
because there were too many complaints. So I got to thinking about it and I'm like, after all this time, 3 years in, I'm fired. I had an eight. What did I have? That was a pretty good rating. Um, and the complaints got me canned. So I was like, what would a person who snapped do in
Okay.
this particular instance? And the idea started coming. And I just sat down and I wrote it. And it pretty much took about 6 weeks to write it, then rewrite it, and keep going through it. And I finally finished it after about a year.
Okay. Okay. So going back to the platforms, currently you're not driving for either platform? Well,
No, I got terminated by both. And
really?
yeah, for the same reasons.
That's interesting. Yeah, I've never had an issue with that. I've done about 6,000 rides between the two platforms, and yeah, I've had issue with car seats and minors and all that stuff, but I've never really got any feedback from either platform about it.
No, I pretty much, I had video of every ride.
Hmm.
They never would tell me which rides were the ones that complained, but I have video. Ever since I started, I had video,
Okay.
and I offered it to them, and they said, "Nope, we're just parting ways." I
Okay.
guess there were just too many complaints.
Wow. So that was
So
3 years ago.
it was actually the beginning between 2017 2018. So about
Okay.
a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Okay. So why don't you tell me? Obviously, we know the inspiration for the book is in if you read it and look at the link in the notes of the live stream, and I'll post it on YouTube and everything too. It has the link to buy the book on Amazon, so I definitely would check it out for sure. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the book as far as not giving anything away, but whatever you can tell me. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to give a part away if
No,
I.
I understand. Everything that's in the book actually happened, except for the murders.
Okay, that's good to know.
Every single ride that I referenced in the book, from strippers doing drugs in the back seat, from I mean, it's a podcast, we can curse, right?
Yep.
Right, basically, prom students, 18-year-old prom kids getting a blowjob in the back seat.
Yeah.
Um, Having to drop people off, having women run out of the car because they're fighting with their boyfriend in the back seat.
Yeah.
Just all different kinds. Everything that happened was basically actually did happen.
Okay.
So I just took my experience and put it down on paper and just exaggerated a little.
Yeah, I mean
You
it's
know,
it's a good story. It's a good read. So, was is the relationship with your significant other, the divorce on there true too, or not?
no,
Okay.
no, 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 no. We're happily married, almost 30 years now.
Excellent. Yeah, I think I'm 15, so I'm half of yours. But okay. So
So
what goes from here for the book? I mean, now you're not driving anymore. I'm sure you have more stories tucked away in your head there, but I'm just curious where you're going from here.
Um, he's going to New York.
He's going to New York. Okay.
Basically, that's where he's headed next. And I'm planning on 3 books. The second one's going to be New York. Third one will be probably Los Angeles. And he's on a he's looking for vengeance.
Yeah.
He wants to take down the rideshare industry, and what better way to do it than go to corporate headquarters?
Well, I kind of like that you're going to New York because they've had issues with, different platforms and, the AB5 in LA or well, California in general. And I think that kind of applies to New York too. I think they're kind of under the same thing, but yeah, it'll be good to have those two different cities. So, how to get this book published? Was this a self-published book for you, or was this something that you reached out to somebody?
I reached out to multiple agents as far as getting it published, and there was just a lot of resistance for some reason. Don't know why.
Okay.
Everybody that I had test read it liked it.
Okay.
Everybody said this is good. It should be a movie.
All right.
Okay. And so I said, finally, after a while, I just said, let me self-publish it on Amazon. I did it. It's doing well. I mean, it's not War and Peace,
Yeah.
but it was fun, and it gave me a second kind of job to do, and I'm looking forward to what's going to come next.
Yeah, I saw that was 7 reviews and there was 4.5 stars, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, I wish it was more, but
Yeah.
again, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So
So what do you do? Like, where do you go from here? As far like, let me back up. What do you do for work other than rideshare driving? Because obviously you're not doing that anymore.
no, I'm in the repossession business.
Okay, so
I
no.
do I do I do spotter work. Basically, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a delay, Joe. There's a little bit of a delay when you're on the internet, so that's probably why. So I apologize for interrupting you.
That's all right. I basically what I do is I'm the one who goes out and find the cars for the tow trucks to come out and pick it up. I mean,
Okay.
if it's in a gated guarded community, you got to get into a gated guarded community, find the car, find a way in,
Okay.
and let the tow truck driver know how to get in. It's interesting work, a lot of fun because I was a private investigator for 16 years,
Okay.
so I enjoy the investigation aspect of it.
Okay.
And it pays the bills.
So no writing experience in the past.
Not really, no.
All right. What was the most surprising thing you learned when you were writing the book? Like, did you find something out about yourself, or did you bounce it off your wife when you were writing?
Um, I found out that my kids don't appreciate me writing about sex.
That can get a little awkward.
Yeah, and I also found out that it's not as easy as it looks. Because a lot of times I go into things and I say, how hard could it be?
Right.
You look at something new, how hard could it be? Be honest with you, this is fucking hard.
Yeah.
The marketing aspect of it, the talking to people about it, getting people to, read it. That's one thing.
Right.
Then to review it, that's a whole other thing. So,
yeah,
but
I got to admit the sex scene was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Well, me too. Like I said, based on life experience, my friend.
Well, I feel like the back BJ was a little descriptive when the act happened, not the sex act, but the kill act. I was like, oh no.
Got to go somehow, right?
Hey, it was good. So you're gonna do 3 more books. Have you heard anything from your readers at all? Like, hey, I'm recording right now. Okay. Sorry, that was my boy. Hang on 1 second. Hey,
no problem.
Can you go upstairs? Oh. I forgot to tell Mom I was recording. I love you. I'll be up there in a minute. Okay. My studio in the basement. I forgot to tell my wife I was recording. I thought I said I was going to be on at 9, but what was my question? Problem. Oh, do you hear from your readers much? Like, what feedback have you gotten?
Got a lot of feedback. I mean, I was in a contest a couple of weeks ago for this website called Tailflick.
Okay.
That they'll help you get a movie made out of your book.
Okay.
You go up against 30 other books There, went for about 4 days, and I won.
Oh,
So obviously, I'm doing something right.
oh, that's exciting.
So
So where do you go from
yeah,
there then?
I'm waiting to hear from them. Hopefully, something comes of it, and if not, I just keep pushing. That's
Okay.
all you can do.
So has writing this book given you more confidence in life in general, or do you think it's just kind of the same?
No, it's just kind of the same. I'm pretty confident myself, so
Okay. What else can you tell the people that are listening about the book that maybe that we haven't talked about, or maybe some key
um,
points?
basically, if you read it, you're gonna see a whole new side to what you thought rideshare was about. Maybe they'll understand a little bit better what goes through or what happens to a driver,
Yeah.
what we have to deal with, or what at least I had to deal with. I'm sure you and the guys out there, Sam and Jesper and you guys deal with riders. You deal with the bullshit.
Yeah.
You deal with underage passengers trying to get in your car. You deal with the drunks who get in your car in the back seat with a beer behind their back, think you don't see it. You get the drunks in the middle of the night. Because I used to work overnight. So I used to work from roughly 10 till 6 in the morning.
Okay.
And with Florida, spring break and all that, I mean, you see it all. You see it all. The strippers in the back seat, what they do. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe that people will get to see what we go through and
Yeah.
appreciate what we do, which may in turn put some money in people's pockets because people don't tip.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tip you in the app. Um,
I hated that fucking expression.
I think of between all four of us, I think we've got like 12,000 rides. So I know I've been there with maybe not as crazy as you being, in South Florida where it gets a little, cuckoo bananas. We're in kind of conservative West Michigan, but I've dealt with throw up. I've dealt with, people trying to have, sex in the back of the car. So I hear you. It almost would be good for people to read this book that aren't drivers. I mean, of course, we want drivers to read it too, but people,
Right.
like you said, maybe have a little bit more respect for rideshare drivers. So,
Because I really don't think people do. They just, let me open up my phone, get a driver, I'll go to where I have to go, and I'm done. And it's just there's so much that we put into what we have to do
yeah.
to get that person from point A to point B, and people just don't appreciate it.
I always make the joke that people will tip you on food delivery, but they don't tip you on people delivery. I'm like, wait, I'm delivering you from point A to point B. You didn't die. So, hey, how about you throw a couple of bucks my way?
It's funny you said that. When they laid me off and I was fighting it and going through all my, fight with them, I went to work for one of the food delivery services.
Okay.
And I thought, oh yeah, this will be easy. Again, how hard could it be?
Right.
It's not hard. It's not hard work, but you don't get tipped.
Uh,
Literally one out of six, 1 out of 5. That's what you get tipped.
so when you say food
So
delivery, were you doing Uber Eats?
no, I was doing. I went actually to Postmates.
Okay, Postmates sucks. They're not good tippers. I think the only good food platform that tips well is Grubhub because they ask for the tip up front before you check out.
Really?
And then you get to see how much you're making with Grubhub. Like when you accept a delivery, they
Right.
tell you with the tip and everything what you're going to make on that run, so you can make an educated decision. Postmates, you're just kind of like, well, I'll take it, but
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, I gave it. It lasted about 3 weeks. So, and I said, no, I'm not doing this anymore.
okay,
So, but it's funny you mentioned Uber Eats. I just got charged for Uber Eats that I never got. I mean, that I never even ordered. They literally just charged my account because I still had an old account with Uber.
okay.
And I just saw it on my PayPal app that they sent me a notice. You got charged. It was $65. Somebody ordered something from Starbucks. Somebody ordered something from a Japanese restaurant, and they went crazy. It was up in New Jersey.
E-
So I'm down here in Florida. So somebody had my account.
Ugh.
So
Well, hopefully you won't have to pay for it.
no, they already sent me a notice saying that they're going to refund me, and I already, deleted the app. So I'm done with them.
Oh man,
So
is there any rideshare down in Florida other than Uber and Lyft that have been starting up in your area at all?
they tried a couple. There was one that I had signed up for called Ride Here,
Okay,
and it was Rydehere,
okay,
and literally they were advertising all over the radio. They were advertising, online. Sorry if you hear the dogs.
Oh, it's all
And it went nowhere.
good.
Literally nowhere.
Okay.
And as far as any other ones, I don't know of, because again, I'm out of the industry. I had enough.
All right. Yeah, I know there's a few. Trip, which is kind of a scam, and then Vibe, I think, is another one too. So, well, Joe, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate you sending me a copy so that I could read it. I'm sorry that it took so long for me to read it. It wasn't that it was bad. It's just I struggle at reading. I mean, I can read, but
it's not a problem. I appreciate you taking the time, having me on. Hope you guys stay safe up there. It's a tough time for everybody right now. Everybody stay safe, and as everybody says, stay the fuck home.
yeah, please stay home. I'm done driving. I'm just hunkering down. So hopefully we can flatten the curve and we can all make it out of this alive. So
Yeah, hopefully in 3 weeks we'll all be done.
all right,
So.
Joe. Thank you so much.
All right, Jason. I'll look for you again, and I enjoy the podcast, man. It's really good.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
Not a problem. You too.
Bye.